Do you think Elon Musk stops and does accounts if the accounts goes away? Do you think someone at that level does that? Well, he's like, fuck the accounts. I've got to do this CEO shit.
You have to get your hands dirty sometimes. You can't just always sit back and go, no, I'm the CEO now. I only go for coffees and, do high level shit.
Our beliefs come from experiences and what we see, not what you choose. You actually can't choose what you believe.
It's not a decision. Like, you're not saying, can I consciously choose? It's the illusion that I have the decision that, no, I'm choosing to believe this.
You want to change your life? Like, the biggest thing you can do, the number one thing, change. But what are some of the things that you want to start doing that you weren't doing previously?
But you hit the ceiling sometimes in your business. I really want to break that ceiling and push through. But it's also saying, well,
Why not?
Exactly. Why not? Why not? Why am I putting that limiting belief on me? I had a sign the other day.
Did you say sign?
Yes, I had a sign. Would you like to know what it is?
What did it say?
$1 Million Days. Up on our wall in the studio, lit up in neon lights. How amazing.
It's a big sign.
It's a big sign and it looks fantastic with the black backdrop. The only thing I was a little bit disappointed was when I came in this morning and asked you to change the color, you said it doesn't. So very disappointed. Might flip. Might flip.
Are we pointing fingers?
We have to. We wouldn't be $1 Million Days if we didn't. It's not our fault.
Whose fault is it?
Well, my wife bought this sign for me as a Christmas present. A really big delivery came on Christmas Day. I was like, oh, wow, what's this? She goes, Merry Christmas. And then we got $1 Million Days neon sign as we've always wanted, but it doesn't change color. So I like it. I reckon it's sick. We're that much more official now. Got the merch, we've got the sign.
Is it really a podcast if you don't have a neon sign up on the wall?
No, exactly right. So it took us a year, but we're going to build up to this stuff.
It's the journey.
That's it.
How's your week going? The week that's just starting, because our episodes drop on Mondays, George. $1 Million Mondays.
$1 Million Mondays.
No, but life is life's good, man. 2025 has been chaotic.
Yeah, I feel like it's just blended from the hectic end to 24 and then it's just started again in 25.
There's a lot happening. But yeah, all in all, going well.
Excellent. I found that I've been doing a lot more of the groundwork than ever before.
Why?
It's part of some of our projects require me to get a bit more involved at the moment. So I am doing that and restructure internally with the company as well. So that's been a transition period. So I've transitioned to CEO, bitch. I was the company. Yep, bitch. I've transitioned to that role and I've put on a GM at the business, which has been great, but it's also meant that he had to bring him up to speed to do the things I used to be doing, but it's also, we've had a couple of projects that just need my attention to get them across the line. So sometimes in your business, I find that you're going to need to not take a step back, but get your hands dirty. Do you know what I mean? I don't think you can have that level of arrogance, as a small business owner, which the majority of everyone listening here would be. Have that level of arrogance where you go, nah, that's not my job anymore. Do you agree with that?
Me?
Yeah. I think sometimes you're going to have to check the ad. You're going to have to do the ad. You know what I mean? Or for me, in my case, I'm going to have to call the contract. I'm going to have to order material. I'm going to have to write a purchase order or a contract or whatever it might be, or process an invoice. Like my accounts girl, my PA, has been away for the last 2 weeks. And that has meant a massive hole in our processing of accounts. So I've had to not only process invoices myself, had to hand pass others to the team and get them to come on board and do all that sort of stuff too. So it's the challenges of business. You have to get your hands dirty sometimes. You can't just always sit back and go, no, I'm the CEO now. I only go for coffees and, do high level shit.
Yeah. But does that also mean that you're not busy enough?
What do you mean?
Like in the sense of, if you can, do you think Elon Musk stops and does accounts if the accounts goes away?
No, of course not. But you're talking about a different scale.
Of course, yeah. But like, I like to compare things in extremes, right? And it's like, do you think someone at that level does that? Well, he's like, fuck the accounts. I've got to do this CEO shit.
I get that. The alternative is for me to have a big enough team to be able to do that.
Yeah.
And that's the problem with small business owners. And often they get in their own way too. That's why it's so hard for them to put on people. You go, I can process this invoice. Why would I pay someone $80,000 a year to just do accounts? I can do it. Why would I pay a GM 150, 200, 300 grand a year when I can just get in the business? So it's, getting out of your own way. I have been doing some CEO shit throughout over. It's only been, we've been back 2 weeks now.
Okay. Look, so what's, I guess, and even like obviously it's still fresh, but what are some of the things that you want to start doing that you weren't doing previously? Like now with the extra time that you're getting, what are some of the things that you're going to focus on? Like,
well, for me, it's now, we spoke about this the other day and it's hitting this, no, not on the podcast, just outside of the podcast. And we do have conversations from time to time.
I think we should record all the conversations.
We go to jail. Yeah, not pass go. Do not collect $200.
Yeah.
Just put it, you hit the ceiling sometimes in your business. You know, and it's like you get to that point and you go, you know, it could be in revenue, it could be in delivered work, whatever it is. You just hit that ceiling and it's like, where that glass ceiling, it's there and you want to break through it. But you get to that point and then you might come down a bit and then you get to that point again, you have a really, really busy year, you get to that point, might go a little bit above it, but then, you know, you sort of just hover and continue along that norm and it becomes a new norm. So for me, as that in that CEO role, I really want to break that ceiling and push through and go, okay, well, how does this turn from an 8-figure business? It's still 8-figure, but high 8 figures. How do you go and turn over 20, multiple 30, 40, $50 million a year? What does that look like? And it's not necessarily saying I want to build $100 million company, but it's also saying, well, not exactly. Why not? Why not? Why am I putting that limiting belief on me? Why am I saying, well, okay, you can still be a luxury home builder turning over $100 million or $50 million or whatever it might be. Why don't I just go in to start building 2-rack mansions?
Yeah, and you can also look at it like, what's the overall spend in this space? Like, what's our total market cap?
That's right.
You know what I mean? Right. How many people are actually building at this level and how much dollars go into this every year? And I'm sure if you looked into it and got the data, I don't know where you get it from, but if you got the data, you'd probably find that it's a fucking very large amount.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, it'd be like,
go for a drive in some of those suburbs. Go to Sorrento, go to 2-rack, go to some of these affluent areas. They're not spending, you know, $2-3 million on their home. You know, they're spending $15-20 million on a build. And there's no expense spared. That's insanity. It is full on. I know someone that did that and they built a $20 million home. Not with me, but we know them quite well. And it's just next level. It's next level shit. Very exciting. But so for myself, that's where I'm at the moment.
What areas?
Yesterday.
What areas?
With what?
Are they like those types of homes?
Predominantly 2-rack. But you'd be going those sorts of areas. Yeah, 2-rack, I'd say down Sorrento. There's probably other areas, Mansfield as well, like some rural, not rural, sort of countryside areas too, where they'll buy land and they just want to build a mansion on it. It really comes down to the individual. You know, they don't look at going, oh, I'm going to overinvest in this area. They're just like, no.
Yeah, but
I'm going to spend this money because this is what I want to spend.
Like, have you looked at, I was looking at, the other day I was looking at homes in Noosa. And it's like 15 mil for like a nice, don't get me wrong, like a very nice house.
To buy.
Like, yeah. But like.
That's different from build cost.
Yeah, but hear me out. It was like, this is it. Like for 15 mil, like this is all I'm getting. Like take this house and put it into a suburb in like Melbourne anywhere, like an outer suburb, and it might be 1.2. Do you know what I mean? 1.3, maybe 1.5. Like it was a decent house.
So you're paying for the location.
Yeah, but I was like, man, like that much? Like, you know what I mean? Like you're paying 15 mil to live in this nice 4-bedroom house, double story. It's decent. It's got a pool and I don't know. But like, it's not like, I wouldn't walk in there and think,
this is 15.
This is 15.
You get so much more money, like value for money. And I'm massive on that sort of stuff too. I look at that and I'm like, man, I'm not going to spend that sort of coin here when I can go and spend something else and gets better.
Yeah, I was blown away. I was like, man, like I've never been to Noosa. But I was quite taken back. I was like, this is, and like one sold. And I was like, who's first of all, this is insane. The price, like the price level is insane. But secondly, Who the fuck's behind this shit?
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? Who's came and sat there, oh yeah, this house, okay, yeah, it's not bad. Yeah, I'll spend 15 mil.
Mm.
It's like, who are you, man? What do you do? How do you get those people?
Yeah. Maybe he bought it just to knock it down and build whatever the hell he wants.
Mm.
Could be that could be an option for him too. So yeah, reaching out and approaching those people, getting in touch with those people. Yesterday we spoke a little bit about, on the weekend we spoke about SEO and what that looks like and starting to incorporate that into the business and how we can drive traffic and actually have strategic processes in place. You know, in the past, I've often relied, and many business owners and many builders do this, they rely on referrals and repeat work and all that sort of stuff. And I'm like, cool, turn the tap on and get me more referrals right now.
You can't.
You can't. Okay, cool. Turn it off or tighten it up because you've got too much work. Stop the referrals from coming in. You can't.
No control.
It's not a metric that you can measure or control. Whereas when you start doing things like your SEO, your branding, your marketing, your digital ads, they are all factors you can control.
And yeah, but it's harder.
It is harder.
It takes time to build a brand.
It takes time, but it's
social
also,
you need this.
It's all, and money. Like a lot of people are fearful of spending the money. We looked at it like now I've picked up a bit of money on a particular project and I'm like, okay, I could very easily just pocket that. Just put it in my pocket and go, cool, I just made an extra X amount of dollars.
Yeah.
Or I can go and get taxed on it. Okay. Or I can go, well, hang on, how about I take a portion of that money or all of that money and go, here you go, Robby, go do this.
Yeah. Let's go down this strategy.
Exactly. And you said it the other day, and I've said this to many people as well. And the beauty about what we're going to do by going down this path, because I'm going to do the SEO, we'll roll it out this month. It's like, I'll be then able to sit there and show the actual metrics and go, here's day 1 and here's day 365.
Yeah. And
look at the inquiries, look at the inquiries. Now, who would like to know how much money I spent? I spent this much money. Now, who would like to know how many projects I spent? How many projects I won?
Yeah.
Here. Now, who would like to know my gross profit for each of those projects and then verse what I spent? Okay. And then just go, if each and every one of you as a business owner doesn't stand up right now and go to that back of the room and just go, here, Robby, take all my fucking money, you're a dickhead. Yeah. But it's sometimes you need, I think sometimes people need that, but they're fearful. Could I ask you a question?
Careful.
I'll ask you definitely. Would SEO not work?
Would it not work?
Yes. So if I invested,
what does that mean?
If I invested, so let's just say,
like for your position?
No, don't talk about me. Let's just talk about some guy comes up to the back of the room and he goes, look, I want to buy 12 months. I want to commit to 12 months right now. It's going to cost me whatever it's going to cost me, 40 grand.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's 40 grand check.
Yeah. It's
a check, not EFT. They're going to write a check for you. Have you ever received a check before?
I mean, no.
I'm going to write you one. I'm actually going to write you a check.
Do you have a checkbook?
Fuck no. How old are you? I'm 40.
Can you burn me a CD of how to buy chats?
Do you know the only reason?
Checkbook.
I'll tell you. This one time, I got a fine from council, and it was because there was some mud on the road from outside one of my construction sites. I'm like, fuck these guys, right? Because you could pay via EFT, by credit card, or by check. I'm like, fuck these guys. So I wrote them a check and I posted it to them. So they would have to go to the bank. So someone, obviously some fucking Gen Z would open that up and go, well, someone just sent us a piece of paper with numbers on it. What do I do? And then there'd be a massive meltdown. I just imagine a massive meltdown at the council. They're all like, what the fuck, a check? What's this? What do we do with this? And then they have to go get it stamped and authorized. And it probably cost them $10,000 to go get that check processed.
Yeah, because I got no idea.
I had no idea.
So
that made me happy. So it's the only check I've written in my business in 10 years. The only check I've ever written. But I'll write you one. So he comes back room, gives you a check and says, cool, let's commit to 12 months.
Mm.
Is it a risk that the SEO won't work for him?
Okay, so
I know I kind of know what you're saying, but and for those of you that don't know what SEO is, search engine optimization, the best way I've heard it explained to me was effectively driving how you drive traffic to your website.
Yeah.
How you get eyeballs and people onto your website. Cool.
So to answer your question, did the SEO work? Did your traffic go up? Yes. It will. It always will. Almost, unless it's, as long as you're doing the SEO properly, which, by the way, most people, I've known of people not to have done it properly.
Okay, so that's a risk there.
There is a risk.
So you need to understand it. That's right. So there is a risk that if you do employ someone, not yourself, but someone, and say, here, do the SEO, that they may not do it properly or as good as other companies.
Yeah. You know what we do? I think we do really well. We educate. So like I tell people what to look for. I say, hey man, listen, like come here. I need you to understand this. Because two things. One, you're going to see the value we're doing. And two, you need to understand this as a business owner, just have an overall understanding and know what to look for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even, I say, just like you know your numbers, right? Like, you know, look at your business and you look at a P&L and a P&L, like a profit and loss statement, and you understand it. Are you an accountant? No. Do you do your accounting?
You do your best? No.
But you understand it. I need you to be the same thing here. I don't want you to do your SEO. I don't want you to come in and create your own ads or write copy, but I need you to look at it and understand it. I need you to look at the numbers, look at the data, look at the dashboards, and understand what is happening overall. SEO has one purpose. Yeah. It drives traffic. That's its goal. We are letting people find us. Does it guarantee you leads? No. Because there's other factors. Does your website convert well? Are your foundations set right? Are you providing a good quality of service? Like, are people seeing you, finding you, inquiring, looking on your website, and then speaking to someone and that person saying, I wouldn't use them? You know what I mean? Is there something that's deterring people away? Are they jumping on your website, finding you, and they're not in a position where they're ready to proceed? Are you ranking for the right keywords? Do you know what I mean? I've seen people where they're like, oh, look, I had someone doing SEO for me and we're ranking for, where are we? Albert Park? Luxury builder, Albert Park. Okay. And then I'm like, okay, there's no volume. Like, no one is searching luxury builder. So yeah, when you search it, you're first, but no one's looking. So you're like a billboard in the desert, right? Yeah. And we use that analogy at the events. And it's like, you need to be ranking for the right things. You need to, our process that we do is we call it, it's 3 steps: it's foundations, traffic, convert, right? It's like, get your shit right, website nice and clean, testimonials, social proof, have all that in place, then get traffic, and then focus on the conversion. And conversion is 2-step. 1, we need to get them to convert from an online viewer to a lead, and then the next step is a lead to a paying customer. You know what I mean? And does it guarantee you're going to have success? No. But can you guarantee traffic? 100% if you do it properly.
There you go.
Yeah.
So it's also a no-brainer. It also comes down to you being able to sell. Because you're going to...
And that's like, people say to me, if you can guarantee us a contract, and I'm like, I can't guarantee a contract, dude. I don't do your site inspections. I don't do, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going out to the site. I can't sign the contract. I can't do any of that.
Exactly right. I say this at my events. I said, I guarantee the work. I guarantee that everything I'm teaching you works. Guarantee it, 100%. But I can't guarantee it'll work for you. Why? Because I can't guarantee you're going to do the work. Like, you need to put in the work. You need to understand how to sell, how to manage, how to X, Y, Z. But you have to put in effort. If you don't put in effort, then fuck you. Yeah, billboard in the desert. Like, you're just doing what everyone else is doing.
Yeah, and dude,
every other moment.
Most people think they are a good salesperson.
Yeah.
Most people think, yeah, man, no, I'm very likable. And you're like, that's great. Like, you seem like a nice guy. But when I don't know who you are and I've come from the internet, I don't care if you're likable. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, you'd have to really charm me for me to start thinking, oh, this guy's really likable, I'll trust him. Like, do you know what I mean? Other than that, you're some bloke from the internet or some chick from the internet.
Yeah.
And it's like, how do I know I can take you to? And people don't factor that in.
Likeable isn't, I'd rather not be liked. And I'd rather be trusted than liked. Do you know what I mean? I don't need you to like me. I just need you to understand that I'm the best person to fucking build your house.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I guess rapport is massive.
Rapport is
sales. I get it. That's not an issue with that. But yeah, being likable doesn't mean sales. Doesn't mean you're going to sell, because I've liked people I haven't done business with before.
Yeah.
You know, I've liked clients and I thought and they've literally told, man, we want to build with you. We like you so much, blah, 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 but too expensive. Well, but hang on, you like me. Let's build.
George, do you want to hear some numbers?
Please.
So this is from motorintelligence.com. So they estimate that Australia's luxury residential real estate market is around $25 billion.
That's the real estate market. So that's land and house.
That's luxury land. So they're estimating, sorry?
Like an annual.
That's an,
So and it says it's gonna grow to 33 billion by 2030. So that's what they're estimating. And if you look at the numbers for Melbourne, Melbourne has around, where was this number again? So they call this ultra high net worth individuals or something like that.
Yeah.
So Sydney's number one, they have around 6,000, more than 6,000, and it's still growing. But Melbourne has the highest growth right now, even though they only have around 4,900 at the moment, but they're looking at the growth of around 34% in the next coming years.
Yeah.
So it's still growing.
Interesting stats. Like imagine now, you've got that, you've spent what, 5 minutes and you found that information? Yeah. Okay. So it's like, hey, Robby, that's who you need to speak to. All right. Go target them. Find out where they float. Yeah, Iggy. Just get Iggy to do it. You know what I mean? So understanding your demographic for sure, because if you, as you said, luxury home builder Albert Park, if there's no one wanting to build any luxury homes in the area, why do you want to be number one on Google for that?
Yeah, it's one of the tricks, slide. I don't know how do I say it. It's like a trick of the trade.
Yeah,
where people think they're getting.
Yeah. They're saying, oh, look, and you actually told me that you had someone come to you for that too.
Yeah, it happened.
I remember last year, there was a builder, and he goes, oh, look, we're trending number one for this. He said, yeah, but what do you build? It's like, oh, we do extension renovations. They're like, okay, so why are you trending for townhouse builder?
Yeah,
who gives a shit? Like, that's a wrong space. You're going to get the wrong phone calls, the wrong people coming to your door. So, yeah, look, I think that's one of the major things that I've learned over the years is
it's customer
in business. Yeah, but in business, if you're going to do what everyone else is doing, you're going to get the same results as everyone else. That's what it comes down to. And the ones that have that level of success are the ones that do things differently. And I'd like to think I'm in that different gene pool. Do you know what I mean? Even doing this podcast, this takes time out of our work week. Okay, my phone has rung 3-4 times already, and it's, what time are we recording this? It's, 7:45. Okay, and it's like, okay, we're taking time out of our lives and our business to do this. Why? Well, this will create change. This will create opportunities for us. This showcases brand marketing, like a whole range of things, and we enjoy it. So why wouldn't you want to do things differently? And I just see it because we, that's the one thing I've noticed the most since doing events is how much everyone's the same. Like they've got a lot, I'd say the vast majority of people in a room all think the same way.
Do you think a lot of humans think the same way?
Yeah.
Like in general?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay. What's the great Australian dream?
A house.
Yeah.
Buy a picket fence.
Buy a house. Exactly. Buy a house.
Kids.
So why does everyone think that?
It's fed.
Huh? Exactly. So that's what I mean. Like the majority of people think, yeah, this is how I've got to build wealth. I've had this argument with people before, so many times before. So, oh, you got to buy a house. A house is a lot. How much did your house pay you last month?
It's a liability.
It's a liability. How much did your house pay you last month in your bank?
And
they're like, oh, no. I get it. Yeah, I get it. 100%. I'm saying, and for many Australians, it is their only opportunity to generate wealth over the course of 20, 30 years. Because they're banking on the appreciation of the property that they purchased. That's what they're banking on. Meanwhile, the bank makes stupid amounts of fucking money on every single loan that's taken out for a home. So they have a vested interest in pushing that down your throat. Everyone does. The government, the banks, like all that sort of stuff. It's a story that has been fed for generations and will probably continue to be. But it's actually not the best vehicle for you to start or for you to make genuine wealth in your life. For many reasons, it's like you're better off renting, investing in your business, investing in other opportunities, stock. You can still buy property, but not one that you're going to live in. Buy it to develop, buy it to rent out, do whatever you got to do. But people are always fed that one thing and are believed in that one thing. And when you see someone do something different, they're the ones that generally get those extraordinary results. And they're the weird ones too. You know, they're often seen as, oh, like what a weirdo, or why would he do that? Oh, he got lucky. Like there's always an excuse behind that success for other people. They'll justify their shitty livelihood and actions that they haven't taken as to why he's been successful. And I use this example again at other events that we do. You'll see a 25-year-old rock up in a Lambo at the service station whilst you're pumping gas in your car. And you look at him, and I say this to the room, I said, what do you guys, when you see that kid get out of the car, that man, 25 years old, step out of his car, put fuel in his car, what's the first thing you think of? It's like drug dealer, mama's trust fund baby, criminal, gangster, like a whole range of things come in place, all negative connotations to this person. Excuses for having a car like that. And it's like, it is so out of your comprehensive realm for him to have genuinely worked hard, taken risks, been successful, and bought that car for himself, that the only way you think he can get it is if he does something wrong. That's how people see things these days. So I think it's a huge advantage to, if you're listening to this podcast and also just in your business, that just do things differently, take some risks. Don't just go in and go, oh, well, and you mentioned this again the other day. It's like, is my gross profit too low? Should it be higher? They're like, are you going back to industry? Like, what does industry norm? What's industry norm? Why do you need to be industry norm? If the industry norm, like this is a zinger for builders. It's like the industry norm's like 10, 15%. It's like, why the fuck are you getting out of bed for 10, 15%? You're taking on all this risk, all this stress, all these things for 10, 15%. Go get a job. Come work for me. You'll make more money. Like, they don't get it. They're like, oh, no, that's because their fathers and their people and this person and other builders. Oh, no, I don't want to rip anyone off. Or this is a lot of money. 15% on, $3 million is a lot of money. I was like, hang on, as a percentage, it's still the same as whether it's a $100,000 contract or a $3,000 contract. It's not great business. So, yes.
We follow the norm.
I'll
share a story. I watched a video the other day. Kerwin Ray, rest in peace. He still putting out content.
Yeah, are they really?
Yeah.
They're
good.
I had his, their team are still doing it. That's great. Keeping his legacy around. I think I had his email subscribed to him. I unsubscribed the other day.
Yeah.
I unsubscribe to a lot of emails though.
Me, I unsubscribe to everything.
Yeah.
I'm this guy that when there's no unsubscribe button, I reply.
Yeah.
Unsubscribe.
I did that the other day. Yeah. I don't know if you know the answer to this. I said, I've unsubscribed because it says if you want to unsubscribe to this, reply unsubscribe. So I did. I said unsubscribe and I've removed all my details because I don't want to go anywhere else. And they kept sending me emails. Can I report them to the LAPD or something?
LA, yeah. Got to call the LAPD.
Yeah, I thought so.
Chris Tucker.
Yeah.
That's the only person I think of when I think LAPD from Rush Hour.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I watched the thing the other day of Kerwin Ray sharing a story, and he was talking about cooking a lamb roast. And he's like, the mum was cooking the lamb roast, and she got the lamb roast ready, and she marinated and everything, and then she chopped the end off. And then she put it in the oven, and the daughter goes, Mum, why don't we chop the end off the lamb roast? And she goes, I'm not sure. That's just how my mother taught me. And she's like, well, can we find out? So he's like, okay, let's call our mother. And he's like, called her. Hey, Mum, my daughter's asking me. And she's like, oh, I don't know. That's how I did it because that's how I only did that because that's how my mother taught me. And she's like, well, can we call her and find out? So they call the great grandmother, and she gets on the phone. She's like 90. And then she's like, they're like, why do we chop the end off the lamb roast? And then she's like, oh, we used to chop the end off the lamb roast because back in the days, the ovens were really small and didn't fit. And it's like, they're still doing the same thing they learnt back then just because no one questioned it.
Yeah.
And it was just like, this is just how we cook a lamb roast.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to chop the end off. No one ever thought why. No one, you know what I mean? And they've continued on 2 generations.
Until the daughter did.
Until the daughter questioned it. Yeah.
Right.
And just turned around and said, hey, I question too much, if anything. Do you know what I mean?
Can you? You think that's a bad thing?
I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it allows you to think clearly. That's what I think. I think it allows you to process what I recently finished reading this book, 12 Rules for Life by Jordan Peterson.
That's a big book.
It's a great book. It's a very tough read.
Yeah.
Very tough read. I found it easier to listen to. First one. Yeah. And at the end of the book, he lists a bunch of questions that he asks himself. And they're like really, really powerful questions that you need to like to answer these questions. They'd be tough to, like, one of them was, what do I want from my life? What am I doing here? Like things like that. Do you know what I mean? Like why am I here? And then it was like, what do I want for my son? What do I want for my daughter? What do I want for my wife? What do I want for my mum? What do I want for, you know what I mean? And like things around that. And it's like, it gives you a level of clarity that's like super, super, super powerful. But you have to be able to explain things. If you can't explain why you believe what you believe, you just inherited someone else's belief.
Not your belief.
It's not your belief. You know what I mean? And I would say 98% of people don't choose their beliefs. Do you think you choose your beliefs? Oh, dude, hey.
No, I don't. I think they've been put there. Hey, by others for sure.
Do you think, hey, Iggy, do you think you get to choose what you believe? You don't get to choose what you believe?
Yeah.
You don't get to choose what you believe? Yeah.
I think so. I reckon it's the illusion that I have the decision that, no, I'm choosing to believe this. But it's been ingrained in me from a young age.
Yeah. But so do you think right now you can consciously choose what to believe?
Can you consciously choose what to believe? It's not a decision. Like, you're not saying, can I consciously choose to... I'm going to say no, because even if I choose to believe something else, that has come from me getting information from some, like, do you know what I mean? That's come from somewhere else to choose that alternative belief, even if I change the belief.
But can you control that change? That's what I'm saying.
Oh, I didn't say why not. Why couldn't you control the change? So, for example, why don't we use religion? I could be an atheist and then choose to believe in a particular religion. Is that's choosing to have that belief, isn't it?
They did a survey and they asked people if they could, and this came from...
most people would say yes straight away to that.
Most people say yes, yeah. They did a survey and like 80% of people said yes.
Yeah.
And then he said, so if someone had tied up your family and said, I'm going to kill them, they're like a really bad person, like a terrorist or something, right? And they said, I'm going to kill them unless you believe I'm a good person. Can you in that moment consciously choose to believe that they're a good person?
Yeah.
You can't.
Yeah, you'll say anything you want.
You'll say anything you want. You'll lie. Yeah. You can choose to lie, but you cannot choose to believe that person's a good person when they're sitting there threatening your family like that and doing bad, because our beliefs come from experiences and what we see, and do you know what I mean? Not what you choose. So you actually can't choose what you believe.
Yeah.
It comes from your environment. You know, I was watching a video the other day and the guy goes, you want to change your life? Like the biggest thing you can do, the number one thing, change where you live. Like change your postcode. Get up and move out of where you live. Like that will create the biggest change for you unconsciously out of everything you do. And I would say that's been a huge thing for me, massive thing for me, like moving out of where I grew up.
Yep.
And I've even considered moving to like a different state, or even I would move to a different country.
Yeah, you said a little while ago you wanted to go to Dubai.
Yeah, I would do it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to go to Dubai this year. That's my plan.
Just for a holiday?
Just to check it out, yeah. Just never been.
I went in 2006 and it was pretty amazing back then. And I think it's even more so now with all the stuff that they built. I've also heard that some of the stuff has started to, date.
Oh, really?
As well. Yeah, I've heard that as well.
Yeah, I could speak the language, so I'd fit straight in.
Marhaba.
Hey?
Marhaba.
Yeah.
That means hello. I think that's the only word I know.
Not bad. Well done. I'll teach you more.
Yes.
But yeah, we don't get to choose what we believe. We don't get to choose that side of it. We have no control over it. it's a very, very big thing on how you react to everything. You know, the other day,
yeah, without a doubt.
yesterday, actually, I walked out to, do you ever have a day where you don't leave the house?
Oh, no, not for many. I've got kids now, so no. Not for the last 10 years.
I do.
Yeah.
Like I won't, like, for example, Monday, I got up, worked all day, had a shower, went to bed, and didn't open my front door.
So you probably did what, like 1,500 steps for the day?
Yeah, I didn't train, I didn't go for a walk, I did not walk out the door.
Yeah.
I literally got up, started working, worked until I couldn't work anymore and had a shower, went to bed. And the only thing I did was eat. I cooked food, like out my balcony. So I got some fresh air. But I say that because the next morning I walked out and I went to my car and there was a note on my car. And I looked and it was like a long riddle. It was like a half a page.
That much?
Yeah, I got a photo of it. Let me show you. It was a really long,
Didn't need to be half a page.
dude, it was like quite a detailed note here. Let me, I just said to someone.
You going to read it out?
No, I'm not going to read it out. Oh, do you want me to read it out?
I'm curious now, and so are all the guests, and so are all the listeners.
Like quite a long note.
That's a long
Right,
note.
if
That's
the
half.
camera-
That's half page.
Hopefully that,
A4?
nah, that's
Like a B5. A5, sorry. A5, yeah.
Anyway, it says, hey, I accidentally tapped your car when reversing. I am so sorry. It was a tiny tap on the rear left bumper. I couldn't see any obvious scratches or anything, but I just thought I should let you know. If there is any issues, please text me on their mobile number.
Put their mobile number.
Yeah.
So,
Again, so sorry. It was the smallest tap, so hopefully all good on your end. Thanks in advance for your understanding. And then they put their name, and then they wrote who the apartment they were visiting in the building I live in. Like they wrote friend of unit so-and-so.
whatever, yeah.
So like they gave all their details, dude. And I just saw,
License number.
I just looked and I was like,
I rate that highly.
yeah.
I rate that highly.
So I looked at that. I didn't even get angry.
No.
I just looked at it and I was like, So, and then I went and looked at the car. It was a slight scuff. But it was like nothing.
Did you respond to it?
I don't know. I haven't responded.
Oh, you should have, man.
I thought about responding. And
I think you should say, hey, I just want to say thank you for leaving a note.
I was gonna start off saying I am absolutely appalled. I cannot believe this. I'm absolutely in shock that there is still good humans in the world.
Yeah, you should do that.
Because they would freak.
You should do that.
They'd be like 100%. They'd be like,
You should do that. And that is going what we were just talking about, all right? That is going away from the norm, because I would dare say 80% of the people that did that would have just driven off. I reckon it's higher.
I
It's
should
probably
check if
90%.
there's cameras in the.
What for?
Just like, did they do it out of the goodness of their heart, or is it like a camera right there and they're like,
Oh, shit, do it to check.
I'm screwed here.
Yeah. So, yeah, I reckon 90% of the people would have just driven off. 90% because why? You're going to have to pay $500 excess to get the car fixed, all those sorts of things.
Yeah.
Or maybe they don't have insurance at all. So like, shit, I better get out of here.
Yeah. And in saying that, for context as well, like my car's brand new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So exactly right. So you know what? I would be, if someone left a note like that and it was just a little scuff mark, I would do one of two things. I'd probably just leave it. Just go, whatever. Like it's not the end of the world. If it was a decent amount of damage that I had to get panels repainted, different story. But if it was a little scuff mark like that, or if it was one I could buff out myself or just do it myself, or if it was just a simple, I'm just going to buy a new plastic piece for my bumper bar, I'll just do that. I wouldn't even go down the path of going to insurance, but the fact that they've left a letter and said that, sorry, because here's the other thing. You probably, even to this day, you probably wouldn't have even noticed that scuff mark.
Yeah. I reckon until I go and wash the car, I probably wouldn't have noticed.
That's right.
Yeah. I wouldn't have walked past and be like, well, I had to look at it and be like, because there's a scuff.
Yeah. Yeah. So again, doing something normal, do you believe in karma?
I believe to some degree.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Me too. I think like doing good to good people, like, I think it will come back to you. But it's also that whole mindset of, manifesting things. When you start to think good things, you'll start to see.
That's what it is.
You know what I mean?
I believe
That's how the karma works. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Then, I'm going to do something bad's going to happen.
Yeah,
Or I'm going to do something good's going to happen.
Because I believe that if you do something bad, it affects your mindset. Because if you accidentally do something bad, do you still have something bad happen to you?
Oh, no, exactly
You know what I'm
right. Exactly right.
Yeah, but because if you're unaware that I did, like, you could go and do the nicest thing and be like, hey, I went and left this food for this person, and then that person ate it and got food poisoning and died, and you have no idea, right? And that's just an example. And then that person goes and dies, and then you're walking around like, la, 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 such a good human.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? And then everything good, and you're like, oh, this happened because I fed that homeless guy.
Yeah.
And you got no idea he's dead.
Because of your actions.
Because of your actions, right? But you're walking around in this positive state. Whereas,
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I'm 100% on board. So I think this lady that, again, not business related, she's still doing something else.
lady.
I assumed. Yeah. How funny. Yeah. The way you read that, it kind of sounded like it was a lady. And let's be honest, like, a man's not going to hit your car. He knows how to drive. Yes. Take it to the bank, put it on the reels. That was a little bit delayed by you. I was expecting you to lie a little bit quicker.
I wasn't expecting that at all. I was thinking about if it's a lady. I was like, I'm going to message her.
How funny. How funny. So, the fact that they, man or female, have sent you a message, I just think their whole mindset around things is a little bit different. So good on them. Kudos for taking the accountability and responsibility to leave your message, Eric. I really rate that.
Yeah. But the point I was trying to make from that whole story was I could have handled that. I could have erupted.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, man. Can't even park my car here. Blah, blah, blah. You know, look at my luck.
Been here for 2 weeks. Yeah. Already I've had someone's backed into me.
Yeah. Like, and just
gone and victim.
Ruined my day about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I was just like,
My old man often says that about me, as far as, because you've got a really cool head. He goes, when people do shit like that to me, he goes, I just erupt. Like, that's what my old man's like. Not as bad these days, but he's more of an old school wog where someone will say or do something and he'll be like, go fuck yourself. We're not doing it like that. We're doing it like this.
shout out to Steve.
Shout out to Steve. We've got to get him on the cast.
Yeah, he's like, you do go.
That's so good. So good. Inside joke. So it's like, whereas I'll look at that and go, okay, cool. Let's assess the issue, assess the problem, assess this situation. Let's do this. And I've learned that over the years, through experiences, ultimately. That's where it's come from, all the experience I've ever had. And when you're cool, calm, and collected in a stressful situation, you're going to make a better decision. All right. And like, it's even my team members have said this too. It's like things that would like destroy people, because get through it. All right. And
what's your advice for that? Like when it happens, like what's the thing? Like, do you have a shitty day? And let's just say,
I've had stuff. I feel like last week was, I feel like shit was blowing up last week. I was, I don't know if the word is stressed. I was under the pump last week. And then I was getting emails from like some clients as well. I was like, God, like, why are you being a dick? Like, this is counterproductive to what we're trying to achieve here.
Yeah.
And
were they being a dick, or
yeah, they were. No, they were. I think they were. No, they were, but it's fun. I know the person very well.
Oh, yes.
You know, so I know him very well. And it's like, you're being a dick for being a dick's sake. Like, I mean, he's probably getting pressure from above as well. Or they're probably getting other pressures from other things, financially, you know, management, whatever it is. So I understand that point of view too. I try and look at it from that perspective. And then it's like, okay, cool. This is just something that has to get done. But in the same token too, it was like they were putting time frames on me to get certain things done, but I got it done. As I literally on 3:30 on a Friday, I got an email, if you don't have this by close of business today, we're not paying you. And I'm like, fuck. So I had to stop what I was doing. And this process that I had to do normally takes me 2-3 hours. I did it in an hour. You know, it's like we said, when you have to do a task in a certain time, you do it in that time. So that was great to actually see that part of it too. But it was the mindset I had in that instance is like, cool, just got to get it done. Like, there's no, like, me sitting here stressing about it doesn't get it done quicker. Me here stressing about it and being upset doesn't make it less intense.
Do you do you ever have days? I can say I have these days sometimes. Like sometimes shit just gets to the point where I'm like, you know what? Like I'm just fuck this shit. Do you know what I mean? Like right now, what's the time? Like 3:30. I'm just gonna call it right now because otherwise I'm just gonna sit here unproductive.
Yeah.
Fucking probably do more damage than I'm gonna do help.
Then good.
You know, because then when you're in a stressed state as well, it's like all of a sudden, dude, had I walked out in a stressed state and seen that note on my car, like had I had the worst day and then walked out,
Probably would have reacted to that.
I would have been like, oh, for fuck's sake, man, blah, blah, blah. But I'm just waking up.
Yeah.
What the fuck's this? What's wrong?
Some hot chicks leaving you a note.
Yeah.
Hey, saw you in the car. Just wanted to give you my number.
Dude, I was like, what the fuck's this? Have I parked in the wrong spot? I think I saw that. I was like, huh.
Well, there's
What do
funny
you do?
that
What do you do
week.
when you?
Well, this is, I'm glad you asked. So that was a Friday night, Friday afternoon at work. My wife messaged me. She says, hey, I'm going to take the kids out. She goes, oh, do you want to come to dinner? I'm just going to go take the kids to a restaurant. And I'm like, you know what? I've got to finish this. I can't come. You guys go. I'll see you at home. So what I did is I finished the day at the office, went next door and I had dinner by myself. That half hour, I made a few calls. I spoke to you, I spoke to a couple of other people, but I just mellowed out. I was so, what's the word? It was just so relaxing to be just having dinner on my own in that moment and just unwind. I just unwind, had my dinner. It was great dinner. I even got dessert. All right. I was like, fuck it. I'm just going to get so much food. It was great food, really nice. I even got dessert and I left that restaurant feeling fantastic. Like, how good is that? And then I went home and I was in a completely different mood. Right? I wasn't shitty with the kids. I wasn't shitty with and they did nothing. I wasn't shitty with the wife. I was just in a much clearer, calmer mood, just having spent half an hour, 40 minutes on my own by myself eating at a restaurant. And that was cool. So I think just chilling out like that helped me in that instance. Even just going for a walk, again, doing stuff like that, going for a walk can be powerful. Exercising can be powerful during those times when you're a bit stressed. I've found myself personally, it's a good release for me. Exercise of some sort. I find that most times I can't just turn off because, as in, okay, fuck this, I'm out, I'm not doing any more work, because generally the way out for me is to finish the work. Yeah. That's what I find sometimes. Like I have to do the task, and once it's done, I'm like, oh, cool. Now I can relax. That's what I find with most of the things that I'm doing in my life, in my business. But yeah, I see that as, I think you should do that though. I think if it gets to that point, you're like, fuck this, I'm not productive, I'm out. I'm going to go to the beach.
Yeah, I'm just going to go lay down.
Yeah.
And just contemplate my whole life. Why I'm doing this. Go get a job. Let's go seek. see what people are paying.
How funny.
Yeah. Yeah. So, CEO. Is there
3 weeks in.
anything else you'd like to share from your experience to date?
The 3 weeks in.
A CEO.
3 weeks in. Yeah, I think I've been a little bit more focused.
We should get a mic on.
Yeah, we're going to. Well, I was going to say to him today, but he's busy. I need to do work. Yes, actually. And this is a topic. We should do this as a topic for a podcast because I think it's important for everyone in business. I've really focused a lot on culture this last 3 weeks. And when I say culture, in the sense of I feel like I've come back, just hit the ground running, and I feel that some of my employees are in holiday mode still, were in holiday mode a little bit for like the first couple of weeks. Felt like grabbing them, slapping them around, shape like, wake the fuck up. Like we're working now. And I found that little things were irritating me with each of them. Like all of them, they were just pissing me off. Like, what the fuck are you doing? And I literally just wanted to slap them around.
But that's the whole thing of it being on, like in a stressed state.
I think that contributed to that too.
Yeah.
The fact
that then it's like,
under
this thing's annoying me and it shouldn't.
Yeah. And it's also because I was doing things I shouldn't be doing as the CEO. You know, I didn't even do these last year as the director. And I'm doing them now when I'm supposed to be stepping away. I'm stepping in more. So I think that was kind of irritating me, but also made me take another step back and go, no, come on. What's important? What's going on here? Is it a cultural thing? Like if people are not performing, or if they're not switched on, or if it like, what do we need? What do we need to get everyone on board? And then, Alex Hormozy said a great thing the other day where he was like, if your employees are not doing things they should know, then they're not the right person at your business. And when they say things that you should know, like don't come to work drunk. Don't watch Netflix for 3 hours on your lunch break. Don't smoke inside the office. Like if you have to tell them these things, then you know that's a sure tell sign that they are not the right employee. Now, thankfully, none of my guys do that, or girls. None of them do that. But it did force me a little bit to think deeper and go, well, what needs to happen now in order for us to be a coherent team? Because we've had internal structurally changes, like different roles for different people. And yeah, for me, I've been thinking about culture, and I reckon that's definitely a CEO type thing that you need to be thinking about now, getting the most out of your team. And it comes back as well to what we said before with that 3-hour task that took me an hour. Sometimes you don't need to go out and employ more people. You just need to get 30% more out of the team that you have. So how do you do that? Because they more often than not can do more than what they're giving. But what's the driving factor with that goes, hey, yeah, cool, I'm going to now go, I need you to do this by this time, go. Is it a task-based reward? So you finish this task, you get to leave early on Friday, or I'll give you Monday off. Right? What needs to happen around that? So that people, like the other day, one of my employees came to me, he goes, look, I want to leave at 4:15, at 4:15 work. He goes, but I'll be in the office at 6. Okay, cool, no sweat. I said, you want to do that? That's totally fine. He goes, I actually work better and I do this too. I actually work much better in the mornings too. Like I often get into the office at 6, between 6 and 6:30. If I'm really early, I'll be here 5:30, but between 6 and 6:30, I'm normally in the office. And I find that hour and a half of work is some of my most solid work in the morning.
So you obviously, based on that, you do time-based.
Time-based what?
You just spoke about doing task-based?
Yes.
Yeah. But you're focused on time-based because...
Oh, I have been for many years, yeah. It's, again, my beliefs that have been put there. It's always been the norm. Like I was at Multiplex, like, no, you work from 6 to 6. You work in 12-hour days, don't fuck around. That's how we're going to get the absolute most out of you and out of everything. But again, yesterday, one of my employees said, hey, my car's leaking or pissing out oil. I need to take it to the mechanic. Can I leave a video? I said, yeah, like, go for it. I'm not noting that down in my diary and going, cool, 2 hours off his personal leave or...
No, but it would make you happier if he said, hey, on this day, I need to leave an hour early, so I'm going to come in an hour early.
Well, we said that the other day as well. I do look at people that care and have the effort too. And it's like, man, if you wanted to impress me, like a simple way to impress any boss is be the first one in the office. Just give the boss or your employer reasons or just things to show him that you care. It may not be just coming in early or being the first one, but doing that little bit extra. And it's like what Terry Crews said, every task he ever did as a job, he would imagine himself getting paid $1 million, right? Whether it was sweeping the floor, being a security guard, whatever it was. He would imagine, how would I do this task if I was getting paid $1 million? What would I do? And then those little simple changes compounded over time and ended up in, for him particularly, but I believe it would happen for other people too, in his success in his acting career and everything else he's doing.
I think we could do a full episode on this.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, but so that's one thing I've been looking at as well. And again, it's only been 3 weeks, but the culture has been something I want to look at. I've been looking at as well staff movements. So when I say that, it's like pretty much from the start of the year, I've said to everyone, put in your annual leave. All right, I need to know who's going away and when, and how much and how long for.
So you don't have a policy?
Yeah, I do. Over the break, so the summer break, I actually wrote a whole bunch of policies for the business. And they were powerful, and I've issued them, not all of them, but some of them I've issued out to the team.
Shout out to Wallpath, by the way.
Yeah, very cool.
Dude, this is so good.
Oh, I'm going to have to...
I can't believe you're... It is so...
I logged on, and then it was like, ask me for something, and I logged off.
Yeah, really, really good. Great tool for, policies and...
Yeah.
Any form of like basic contract, foundational stuff.
Yeah.
It just sets it off.
Is that an Australian company?
I think so.
Maybe we can get the founders on a podcast. That'd be cool.
That'd be very cool.
So what were we saying? Yeah, so I've written a whole bunch of policies around that as well. But I got everyone said, look, tell me when you're away because I need to structure all the work that we're doing and I need to make sure that we've got the team here. The other thing is I'll say is, for example, I've got 2 people going away over the winter break. They're going to go overseas to Europe, as a lot of people do. So cool, no worries. That's it. First in, first serve. Now, if my supervisor comes in and says, hey, I want to go to Europe in July, I say, cool, you ain't going anywhere. Okay, the company cannot afford to give you your annual leave at this time. Not from a financial point of view, but from a staffing point of view. Like I need people to run the jobs. And if you leave, I need to either employ someone else or I need to do it myself or the job's going to suffer, like whatever it is. So it's at the point now where I go, nah, it's limited to how many people can be away. This is what's happening during that time. Understand? He's like, yep, cool, excellent. And then making a hard call too. Like, cause if they want to leave, they got to leave. So no, I'm going overseas. Like, fuck yeah. If you said that's it, great, no worries. I can't guarantee you have a job when you get back.
Yeah, and then it's not annual leave. It's just leave.
It's just leave. Get the fuck out. Yeah, exactly. So they're the 3 little things. I'd love to do this same episode in 6 months.
Put it in your
Yeah, we should do that. And I think it'll be a really good thing to see, okay, well, what are the lessons learned as now that you've stepped in the role of a CEO for the last 6 months? What are the lessons learned? Or maybe a year or 6 months and a year, lessons from a CEO. That would be cool because I'm challenging myself as well. Like I really want to start handballing a lot of the things that I was doing to my GM. And I really want to step back and go, well, let's grow the business. Let's make it a 30, 40, $50 million business. What's that look like?
Have you found anything that you were doing? Like obviously to put someone into a GM, it's a fair cost to the business.
Mm-hmm.
Have you found anything that you were doing where you're like, he's not doing this. Like this is below his pay grade. Like, do you know what I mean? Do you get what I'm saying?
No.
Like, you don't get on.
Yeah, no, I don't know.
So like, for example, I'll give you like a silly example. Like you might have part of your process might have been like, do you empty the dishwasher every morning?
Yeah.
So you? Okay.
It's, but funny you mentioned that. I put that in the office policy.
Yeah.
That the first person in empties the dishwasher. Whoever it is. If it's me, it's me. If it's not, I'm not that arrogant to go, that's a waste of my time.
Yeah, but that's a horrible policy.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. What we're punishing
the first person in.
Yeah.
Yeah, but just courtesy, man. I make a coffee in the morning anyway. So I'm going to sit there whilst the kettle's boiling to have a coffee, and then I'm just going to unload it.
The person doesn't have a coffee.
Because it's a community at the end of the day too. Like we all pull our weight.
Yeah.
And mind you, 99% of the time it's me doing it. But if I'm not the first, because there's times where I'll go straight to site. All right. And then if I get back at 9 a.m. into the office and the dishwasher's is still loaded from the night before, I'm like, what the, that's just laziness. That's shit. That's where I look at
I think, but yeah, I don't know. It's up to you. But I think like you talked about.
It's not about, why? Is that a bad task? Is that a punished task? Is that a task that you're going to be punished for?
It's not a great task.
Yeah, but it's just what needs to be done. It's like saying,
but then
it's all interpretation. Oh, so I like turning the light on.
I'm here 3 minutes after the next person, they go into the dishwasher.
Whoever's, like be accountable. Like it's accountability too. What's to say you hate turning on the lights? You reckon that's beneath you. So when you walk into the office, I'm not turning on the lights. Someone else can do that. I work in the dark.
So,
It's extreme, yes.
No,
but
I don't think it's the same, but yeah.
Exactly. But it's interpretation. That's your interpretation of you not liking to unload the dishwasher is a shitty task. Well, someone might be weird and hate touching light switches and having bright lights on in the morning first thing, so you'll work in the dark. I look at the office as a like this is our camp. All right. It's our community. We got to look after, we got to maintain it. The same way as if you're going to use the air fryer at lunchtime, like put it away. Don't leave it out there because I'm going to use it later or I'm going to use it tomorrow. So I'm just going to leave it here. Like
I agree with that.
It's the same concept. Like I want people.
I don't agree.
Of course it is. It's a task that needs to be done in the organization. Like you guys here as a community need to look after.
Yeah, but it
maintain it.
contradicts.
What about
said.
rubbish?
Hey,
we got cleaners that come in every Friday. Clean. If your bin is over full, are you going to go, no, that's
no, but it contradicts what you said. Like you said, you want to impress me, come in early.
Yeah.
If you come in early, you get into the dishwasher.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's not. It's two different.
It's not.
It is.
You're looking at it as a punishment,
It's not a reward.
but it's a task that needs to be done.
Yeah.
Regardless, it's so the same way you need to check your emails, the same way you need
It's
to
not
go
the
and
same.
do it.
It is-
Then it's the same.
it's
It
not
is a
the same.
task that needs to be done in the business. This office needs the dishwasher to be emptied.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
but you have to
otherwise
check your
I'll walk in.
emails no matter what time you get it.
Okay, but I'll walk in then and I'll be like, fuck that. I'm not doing it today. I'm just going to let someone else do it. If everyone had that attitude, the dishwasher would never be unloaded.
No, I don't think that's supposed to be the attitude. I think you should have a dedicated person.
Have a roster. So once
a
every,
dedicated person.
who's a dedicated? So then you're punishing one person to unload the dishwasher for the rest of the time.
It's just what they do. Do you know what I mean? Just like,
So hang on.
So who
hang on.
turns
So
on the
I've got my
dishwasher?
whoever's the last to leave.
hey,
Whoever's the last to leave. So I'll turn it off if I'm most of the time. Again, let's be honest here. 90% of the time, I unload the dishwasher. I turn it on before I leave. It's before I leave. That's 90% of the time. Me, the fucking CEO of the company, doing it. And I'm asking you guys, in the one time that I'm not the first fucking bloke in the office, you need to unload the dishwasher. How's that a punishment? Be fucking accountable.
contradicting.
It's not contradicting.
It is.
How?
because it's a negative
Your
association. Hey,
That's
no one sits there. Yes, I get to unload the dishwasher today.
Yeah, but also no labourer walks on site and goes, yes, I get to carry fucking 15 bags of cement today.
Yeah, but
It's your job. Like it is part
that's
of
what
the
I'm saying.
role.
Though. So if you said, "Hey, you guys, I'll be really impressed if you were the first one on site." But also, if you're the first one on site, you got to carry 15 bags of cement.
You have to.
It's not. Yeah,
You
don't see the.
Not in this instance. No. Not in this
Have you been listening?
Isn't that not this thing?
Okay.
It's not. It is something that needs to happen for the place to function.
Yeah, I understand that.
Okay.
I just don't agree with.
But then you're going, okay, one person should do it. They should be in charge of unloading the dishwasher.
Okay.
So how is that a good thing? How is that fair?
How is
So
that?
say I gave it to my PA. I said to my PA, right, from now on, it is your responsibility to unload the dishwasher.
Yeah.
How is that? I think that's unreasonable. You're saying it's a shitty job and I'm giving one person everyone else that uses the dishwasher too.
Yeah.
Everyone uses dishes. Okay, cool. You don't want to unload the dishwasher ever again. If you're the first one in, but you don't like that's beneath me. I will never, that's a punishment because I'm coming in, I'm getting punished for that. Great. Do not use any of the fucking cutlery. Do not use any glasses. Do not use anything. If you're using those utensils, I'm not your fucking mother.
Yeah.
All right.
Dude, you got to look at it. It's the contradicting factor is the.
It's courtesy.
No, but the contradicting factor is the fact that you like that they come early.
Yeah,
and then
that's right.
and then it's like, oh, hey, if you come early, you got to do this extra bit.
Yes.
Yeah, that's contradicting.
It's not contradicting. It's just doing what needs to be done. It's not because you're looking at it. You must hate fucking unloading the dishwasher.
No, I use minimal dishes personally. Like I'm just like at home. No, at home. Yeah, I use plastic cups for my coffee. Yeah, I use paper cups. Why would I sit there and wash a cup every fucking day?
Yeah, contributing to landfill.
A paper cup. That's fine. Like a positive contribution.
Cool. Plant-based cups.
Recycle, please. But yeah, I just see that as a contradicting. Like
full on. You use paper cups at home
for my coffee.
So if I come over and have a coffee, yeah.
Oh no, so guest comes off my coffee. I got a nice cup.
I'll be upset if you don't give me a paper cup now.
But yeah, like for my coffee,
what's this, porcelain?
For my normal coffee, if I have 2 coffees a day, I'm like, why would I dirty 2 glasses every single day? Like, it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, I understand the efficiencies.
Yeah, it's just like I can
and you hate dishwashers.
25 or 50 thing of paper cups cost $4, and it's like $4, and I don't have to do a dish all month. This is a no-brainer.
Well, yeah, maybe
in my opinion,
it might actually be cheaper for you than running the dishwasher every single day. Plus, I'm tired. Plus, a little fucking capsule thing.
That's it's more laziness more than I can tell efficiency.
Yeah. Anyway,
back to my thing. Back to what I was saying.
It's not
with the dishwasher.
Yeah.
Put that aside. Is there any tasks that you do now where you're like, oh, I've got to, like, now that, Mike is stepping into this role, I'm going to now give it to Mike. And then you're like, oh, hey, this probably shouldn't be Mike, because now my cost X and it's like this I can get.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
for sure. There'll be stuff like processing invoices,
Yeah,
or writing
getting the mail
contracts or stuff like that.
You know, silly like.
But okay, even that, the getting the mail, the way I see it is, it's just there's certain
maybe like
things
a
within the
post run.
business. Yeah, there's certain things in the business that just need to be done for this office to function. Do you know what I mean? And I would have a level of expectation that if there's something that I've just always hated people walk, like the standard you walk past is the standard you accept. Okay. And I hate that fact that they'll walk past that dishwasher and go, no, not me. Not me. I wasn't first in, or I'm not this, or I'm not that. Oh, I'm first in. I deserve not to do that because I'm the first one here. Like,
you understand it contradicts because you're like, you're rewarding first, but you're punished. Like, you know,
it's not, but I don't see it as a punishment, or I don't see it as a bad thing. It's just something that needs to be done.
Yeah.
Regardless, why is it? I think it's more unfair to say to my PA, I say, cool, you're the PA, you're the running the office, you unload it. Right? No, because she's not the only one that uses dishes. It's a community thing. Like everyone here is using all the utensils, using all the stuff, like just unload it. It's not a big deal. If you're first in, it's a courtesy thing as well. I'm first in, relax, I'll do it. I'm first here. I will do it for the community. This is what needs to be done. That's what leaders do. They don't do things because they love it all the time. They do it because that's what needs to be done. And I want a whole office full of leaders. It's like the bin. If the bin is overflowing, grab it, tie the bag up, throw it in the bin, replace the bag. It's not, why are you waiting for me or for you or for D or for whoever it is to unload the rubbish bag because, oh, well, I didn't fill this rubbish bag. I'm not taking it out.
Yeah, but that's not the same.
I think it ties into it.
No,
it ties into it. How not? How does it not?
That's no contradictory there. That's a task that needs to be done.
So
you're not saying, hey,
to be fair,
whoever comes in
a roster,
whoever comes in first. If you come in first, that's a really good way to impress me. But also, if you come in first, you need to take out the bins. Then it would be contradicting
to take out all the bins.
If you came in first, because it's two sides of the same coin. Like you're saying, hey, coming in first really impresses me, but also if you come in first, take all the cement bags off the truck.
So, okay, but by doing that, you're saying, okay, so we're saying you're coming in first and you're doing the hard task. Yeah?
Yeah.
Which everyone else is avoiding.
It's not everyone else is avoiding
but
it.
But wrong. Yeah, okay, but it's still why there's no incentive in me. I'm not going to come in first. I have to carry all the cement bags. If I come in first, I get punished by carrying cement bags.
Yeah.
Mindset. If I come in first, I get to carry cement bags, which makes me stronger every single day.
Yeah, I think
I come in and I have a better work ethic than everyone else. I come in and I lead by example. I come in and guess what?
Do you think that's how most people think?
No, but it's going to also help with that too, though.
Nah,
100%.
I'm just being realistic about it.
No, why not? I am. Why not? If you can program people's minds.
That's not programming.
I'll fucking program them. You watch.
Sorry.
Cracking the whip.
I disagree.
We need a poll here. Who's right, Robby or enrich? You need to put it. You need to click a button. Put it in the comments below. Let us know what you think.
I disagree. I do think people should contribute 100%.
Yeah.
I think if you walk past a bin and it's full and you just try and put stuff on top, I think you're a piece of shit. I think you're supposed to do take that out. You know what I mean? Do that bit.
The reason I say first thing in the morning is the dishes will be clean, obviously, because it's been on the night before. And it's like if it doesn't get done, then who does it? Like who decides to do it? Is it just the first person to go and put something in? Is that what we say? Like if you're the first person to put a dirty dish in the dishwasher, you have to unload it. Like is there a rule there?
No.
Do you know what I mean? And you say I think it's unfair to put it on one person. So this is your job now from now on.
I don't think that's unfair at all.
To have it on one person.
Yeah, I don't think that's unfair at all. Yeah. It's like saying, well, I have to do this part, and it's like, yeah, it's your fucking job. Like, it's part of your thing. Like, you want to, you know what I mean? Whatever it is, you're the office manager, or you're in charge of this.
Yeah, so say I don't have an office manager.
Yeah.
All right, at the moment. Or say I don't have a PA, I don't have any of that. So then the person that I've employed as a contract administrator to do contract administration role, I'm going to say, listen, from now on, every day when you walk in, part of your job is to unload dishwashers. Oh, that's not part of my job description. Yeah, why? Because then I'm putting that negative thing on that one person. Like they wouldn't appreciate that they're the only one that ever has to. I'll do it because I don't give a fuck. Because again, it's what needs to be done.
It contradicts what you said. That's all I'm saying.
With the coming in early, it's more of a courtesy thing from coming in early. Like you're the first there, just fucking do it. Like, why are you going to wait? See, to me, that's a laziness thing too.
Yeah, but
I'm in first. I deserve not to do that.
incentivizing and decentivizing the same fucking activity. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Doesn't matter.
It does matter.
No, it doesn't. It's just it's a task that needs to be done. Why are you putting a negative? Why is it negative to unload the dishwasher?
It's not positive.
But why is it okay? Why isn't it just a task? Why does it matter? Why isn't it like fucking turning your computer on? Oh, I have to press a button.
Yeah, but you have to turn your computer on.
But you have to unload the dishwasher because you've used the utensils, you've used everything. They're clean.
The dishwasher
used,
and the dishwasher has to be unloaded.
Yeah,
not you have to unload it. There's a difference.
Yes. Okay.
You have to turn your computer on. No one's going to turn your computer on.
Good. So I could make it part of my PAs. Okay, when you get in the morning, turn everyone's computer on.
You could do that.
They could do that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, but why should she have to do it? Or why should they have to do it? I don't need to put it on that one person.
But imagine you said, if you're the first person in, go turn on everyone's computer on. But hey guys, if you're the first person in also, that's a good way to impress me. But if you're first in, go take out the bins, empty the dishwasher and turn everyone's computer on and brush your fucking hair.
If you don't brush your hair, you fire you straight away.
Yeah. Do you see
what you're saying?
Point?
I see what you're saying.
Yeah. But I disagree. But do you see my point?
I do see your point.
I will empty the dishwasher, just for the record.
100%. You're thinking, no, fuck, I'm going to make you sign the policy.
You've never told me this.
I haven't communicated it yet. But this is the reason. Like, I'm always 90% of the time I'm in. Right?
Yeah, because it was something I noticed and I'm like, who the fuck empties the dishwasher? Yeah. That's why I brought it up.
It happens.
Yeah.
But shit happens.
I think it's still contradictory.
But we used to do that even at the old office as well. Like if you were just, if whoever was there, I'll just do it. Like
it's just courtesy.
And that's what it is.
For the record, this doesn't, it's not contradictory to me.
Yes, I know that.
Contradictory to your employees.
Yes, But even then, I never looked at it like that ever.
Yeah, but
because I looked at it as a courtesy thing. If you're just there, if you're the first one in the fucking kitchen, then I'll change the rule. Okay, if you walk past the kitchen, you don't use it, then that's fine. Go to your desk, do what you want to do. But if you're the first person to walk into the thing, like someone needs to do it. Yeah, but it's a community thing. It's like the same. If you're in a tent, in a campsite, and you wake up first in the morning and the fire's out. I'm fucking up first. I'm going to do this. And like, just fucking turn the fire.
So are you trying to tell me though, that there isn't people when you're camping that will wait for someone to get up because they don't want to start the fire?
That will wait for someone? Laziness.
Yeah, but you're gonna, this is what I'm trying to get you to avoid like that aspect.
To avoid what?
Yeah, because then you're like, you might, so let's just say for example, you set the kitchen rule. This has gone so sideways. So sideways. Let's just say you set up the kitchen rule and you're like, hey, first person in the kitchen, they send to the dishwasher. And then you come in at 10 a.m. because you're on site. And then you look and the dishwasher's empty. And you're like, hey, how come no one's empty the dishwasher? And they're like, no one's going in the kitchen.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, oi. You know what I mean?
Unlikely though.
This is,
unlikely.
Yeah.
Everyone makes a coffee.
Yeah, but do you see what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying, but I still, that to me is breeding laziness too.
You're not breeding laziness, dude. If anything, if it's a one person's task, you want to get something done properly, don't give it to 3 people.
Yeah.
Give it to 1.
Yes.
Because then it's like, hey, this is your job. You know what I mean? Oh, no, I walked in. I thought he walked in first. And do you know what I mean? I walked in, the light was on. I thought someone was here.
You know, it could probably even be a bigger issue if there was 100 employees here.
Yeah. Which there isn't yet.
Yet. $1 million day.
But do you see?
I see what you're saying. And then if it got to that scale, yes, I could put someone on and say, this is your role from now on.
Yeah.
But for the time being, we're small enough of a community that it can be shared by everyone. I just don't want to put that one shitty task on one particular person.
Just said it wasn't a shitty task.
I don't think it is, no. But you know what I mean? I can see how people would perceive it like that, but I don't think it is. It's just, I see everything. The same way taking out the trash. I've taken out the trash plenty of times. I'm probably still the only one that does it, right? In the sense that if I'm in the kitchen, I see it's full, I'll take it out. I'm not going to wait for the cleaner to come on Friday if there's fucking chicken and tuna and shit like that.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, I'll take it out.
Yeah.
No task is beneath me when it comes to anything here. I'll do whatever I need to do if I have to do it.
Yeah.
But I also want people to have that same mind. If something needs to be done, it needs to be done. Like the standard you walk past is the standard you accept. And that's what I don't like, people going, that's someone else's role. That's someone else. Because if it starts with the dishwasher and then it keeps going, oh, I don't need to pick up the invoices from the printer. Oh, I don't need to fill the printer up with paper.
Yeah,
someone else can
I've
do it.
worked in places where
I
they
know,
do
but
that.
you know what I mean?
Or
It
like-
just continues on from that. Like, okay, well, hang on. My PA does, I say, PA, your role is also, you need to make sure the printers are loaded with paper all the time. And I get eventually from efficiency point of view, because you're very much geared like that. What's the most efficient way to do things? And yeah, it probably can be a point in time where it gets to that and we say, yeah, we have a person that does all these tasks. So everyone else can keep working, making the business money. You're making the business money by helping them doing this. Yeah. But I want to try.
Paper and a printer, no, but sorry, dishwasher, yeah. But paper and a printer, there's a hard and fast rule with paper and a printer. And if it's you finish the paper,
you put it
you
in.
fucking fill it up.
Yeah. Okay. But it's a thing like that too.
There is no, but like it's either yes or no. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's you have to fill it up because most of the time when it finishes, you probably haven't finished printing. You probably haven't. And if you have, you probably wouldn't know it's empty.
Yeah. Excellent. Excellent. Well, this has been an excellent debate. How good?
Yeah.
Good stuff. We haven't asked people a very important question.
What's that?
Well, the question is, have you subscribed to this podcast? A lot of you listen, but have you actually subscribed? We want to grow this thing so we can get more neon signs and put them up everywhere. Bigger,
colourful.
up the front of the office, everywhere. We want to get a colorful one. And maybe we can upgrade it. But the only way we can do that is if you subscribe and tell everyone about it so we can grow the channel, affect influence, and maybe even employ someone to unload the dishwasher.
Full-time role.
Full-time role, applications within.
Yeah. Send them to the link just here.
Excellent. Thank you very much, guys. Appreciate you joining us today and cannot wait to have another chat soon.
Bye, everybody.
See ya.